Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan, in the kitchen preparing water. What I'm preparing water for, a little bit of tea, maybe a little bit of oatmeal. Waterfall is available on all streaming platforms. No, but man, today is a good Sunday morning. Relaxing as much as possible, gathering my thoughts as much as possible. I listened to Muji today, spiritual guru, spiritual guide, or what have you. And the message was clear for me. Stay out of mind. When you go into your mind, when you go into, thinking about, the things, the stressors, whatever that is for you in life, whatever your stressors are, whenever you go into thinking about those things, you don't really have a clear, conscious thought, from a deeper place within yourself. Lately I've been doing more work behind the scenes, trying to get things squared away for myself and my family. On the music side of things, the music industry side of things, I'm learning a lot more. I'm learning a lot that I should have been told about. I should have been previewed to information, but like I know the game is to be sold, not told. And they damn sure ain't tell it to me. But I ain't had to buy it neither. Well, I guess I did. I had to, spend a little time, spend a little effort in actually trying to get things done and progress in different fields in my life and different fields of work that I've been doing for myself and my family. In life, it's always the constant need. It's always in life you have constants. You have the constant uncertainty of what if, what could be, what it could have been, and what the future holds and this and that. You have the constant need for work. You have to work. You have to do something. You have to, show something from your intellectual property, create something besides kids. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to create kids if you have someone you love in your life and things like this. But yeah, you always have this constant uncertainty in life. You always have this constant need to work in life. And there's another constant. It's a constant journey. It's a constant search for you. You know what I mean? When we're born, we're bombarded with a name, with, a title. You're someone's son or someone's daughter. You're bombarded with family members and different people that you pick up traits from and things like that. Mainly the thing is just pay attention to you. Pay attention to your own, likes and dislikes. What makes you smile in life and what makes you cry in life. All of these things they're very important, to have a grasp on your own morals and values. But when you get too involved with looking at other people and you evaluating them too closely, or sometimes the mind don't even allows you to know when you're evaluating somebody too closely. You just start to pick up traits. You start having common traits of another person. Whether that be a father, a mother, an uncle, a brother, a grandparent. And we say, we attribute it to, I got it from you because you're my mom, you're my dad, you're this, you're that, but really it's imitation. And imitation is the biggest form of flattery. You can imitate people, to the point where they'll think you family and you're not related at all. You know, people leave their impressions on us. You know, we carry those impressions around. To stay grounded, to stay you have to be more centered, be more focused on who you are as an individual, as a person, as a living entity, a living creation of the Creator who put you here to create. Because that's what we all are. We are all many versions of the Creator put into this shell of a body, put into this atmosphere called Earth. You know, and on this Earth, we may be in a city, a state, a neighborhood, and we have these other many creators or many, whatever around us. You know, I can't speak for what's in anybody else. That's why I said many whatever, because a lot of us, have demons that we deal with on a daily basis. So I can't speak for anybody else and what they believe they have in their body, because nowadays you got people out here believing their body is inhabited with alien, with an alien spirit or alien entity, like an alien being took over their body. You have people believing that they're demonic, that they have demons in their body, that their spirit is a demon. You have people that believe, like I believe, that we all hold a piece of the Creator within us, and that Creator that's within you, that Creator that's within its creation wants to do what? The Creator that's within its creation wants to create. That's why a lot of times we feel bored, we feel stagnant, we seem incomplacent, and it's because that Creator that dwells within the four walls of your body, in the four walls of your mind, wants to create. How we choose to do it is up to us in a way, or up to the person you are, up to your personality. A lot of people, they just choose to create babies. The women, they love having babies and things like that, even though it's so painful. I don't get it. It's 9 months, you having, another creation inside you, and it's so painful, but women love having babies. And I appreciate that they love doing that, because goodness gracious, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Or maybe I could. I'm glad I ain't got to. But, you have to respect the creation. Either way, you have to respect the creation. Intellectual creation is one that is right under spiritual creation. Intellectual creation is things that you manifest into this life. You manifest whatever delusions of grandeur that you had and manifest it so everybody else could see the brilliantness, the genius, that idea that you had, the one that nobody else believed in, the one that nobody else could see or fathom or comprehend. But you seen it. You seen it. You seen it. You knew it. You felt it. You believed it. And you had the faith to follow that dream and see it come to fruition. And that's a very powerful thing. You know what I mean? That's a very powerful incarnation of, or manifestation of your dream. The spiritual creation. The spiritual, creation is like just us building. Just this podcast. That's why I like this podcast, because it helps me build on multiple levels. My intellectual property is going into this podcast. My spiritual creation, my intellectual creation, and my spiritual creation, as well as my physical creation, because I got to physically do this. But it all goes into my podcast, because just this interaction between me and you, the listener, whoever's listening, whoever's ingesting this or digesting my words and my wisdom and the things that I'm saying, that's creating. That's building a bridge. That's mending a gap that was there for a while, that we never even knew was there. You know, it's a gap between all of us. You know, they say it's 3 degrees of separation, and you could, you know, everybody's linked up, you know, spiritually, intellectually, because we all dive in that intellectual pool. But if I don't know you, how are you supposed to know who I am? You know, how are you supposed to try me and know that I'm true and what I'm saying is really who I am? You know, and this is that. This is me connecting with you, letting you know what I believe, what I hold to be true within my being. You know, I don't have many regrets, you know, but the regret that I do have in life is not being on this type of path earlier in life. You know, we get caught up in this rat race. You know, we get caught up in the game of life. And yeah, it's a hell of a game, and it can leave you lost. The game of life can leave you lost. When you know that nothing's for certain, nothing's for sure, and everything that you built based on a system or based on a status or based on a reputation can be destroyed in one foul swoop. Anything that you built or amassed can be destroyed if it's not done out of your intellectual property. It's not done with the sweat of your brow. You know, you have gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen who create things in this world, and they come up with these masterful artworks and tapestries or music or film or whatever it is, and it's stolen from them. It's stolen from them every fucking day because they don't. Okay. Way back when, you ain't have to worry about actually going to claim everything and making sure that you seeing every, you know, all the benefits of what you created in this life. But nowadays, you have to do that because if you don't, the system will steal from you. You know, the system is designed to do a couple things: monitor you, guide you, and enslave you. The enslavement part is purely up to you, though. And I know it sounds weird, but just fill me out and hear me out on this. The slavery part is purely up to you because you can choose just to do what's easy and go work for somebody else's creation. You can always go work for somebody else's creation because somebody will always need help creating or maintaining what they've created. The system itself is a creation that's being maintained by groups of people. You know, you have groups to the east and you have groups to the west. You have groups to the north and you have groups to the south that protect what they created. You know, and they're in agreement on this. You know, they're all on agreement on this. And what that means is, you know, you have organizations that are the heads of other organizations, you know, and you could be a part of that. You could be a part of that, you know, whole setup, that whole thing. But once you get a part of that, what if they don't want you to stop being a part of that? What if they want you to be stuck right there? What if they want you to stay right there and continue to help them grow and never grow yourself and never really manifest your full potential? I say every person out there living, breathing, eating, shitting, laughing, loving has an obligation to themselves, to the creator that's in them, to do something, to try something, to not just work for anybody, to actually try to create something, to appease the creator in you. You know, entertain me for a second. Just try to create something. Try, you know? We got to be better usses. This is weird. I just made up a word, usses. We got to be better usses. And the only way we could be better usses, you got to stop the fusses. You gotta stop fussing with this one, with that one, with these people, with those people. Because it's all about the money. You know what I mean? Everything here is controlled. You have to live. Everything they want you to need. They want you to depend on. They want you to worship. The money. It's how they control you. You see what's on it, the all-seeing eye. Is what control you. They'll do it in your everyday life and things like that. They'll keep it from you. They'll use your vices. If you like having sex or something like that, they'll keep sex away from you. If you like doing drugs and things like that, they'll give you all the drugs you need or all the sex you need to ruin your life. See what I mean? If you like, whatever your vice is, they'll either keep it away from you or give you so much of it to destroy you. So your vices is truly the root of all evil, not money. But money is a big one because we all need it. If they know that, money is not an object to you, they may take it all away from you and see how that affects you. If they know that money is no object, they might do the opposite and give you money in abundance to see how you treat people. It's all about personal character progression, right? Because we all have a life to live and we all have this learning experience to go through because that's what life is, a learning experience, of an immortal soul, because each of our souls are immortal. It doesn't die. It merely transfers from one state of life or living to the next. Let me prepare my oatmeal for a second. And that's what it's about. It's about the growth of you. We can use business terminologies and different words like that to explain who you, me, I, us are. But really, you are you. You have a creator in you, and that creator wants to create, is dying to create. This is why, it is what it is. I gotta take a brief break. I'll be right back. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna put like a little infomercial ad right there or whatnot, but I am back. My oatmeal is tasting great. It's a retraining. It's a retraining. It's a rebranding process that a lot of us must take on. It's a rebranding. And it's a change of your thoughts, because your thoughts is what manifests. So, in order for you to change any circumstance or situation that you're in, you gotta change the thoughts that you have. You gotta understand. You don't gotta understand what's going on around you. You just gotta know what's going on with you. You know what I mean? Even if you know that there are people that are against what you have to do, even when you know that you have opposition. If you believe in your journey enough, or you believe in, changing who you are enough, you can change anything about you, about your atmosphere, about your environment, just by simply changing the way you react and the way you think, and the things you do, because when you change your thought and you change the way you're acting and the way you reacting to somebody else, or people that are opposed to you breaking free from whatever it is that you got to break free from. Yeah, that's basically what it is. You have to do that, because otherwise you can't change. You change naturally and inevitably. You change. Your mindset changes every, they say, 7 years. Sometimes it happens before that. Something can happen in your life. You could lose a loved one. You can go through a traumatic experience. Many things can happen. You could just start seeing the delusional things that surround you and decide you don't want to be a part of that. But the whole thing is, the change of anything starts with you. Just like when somebody asks, oh man, is this a bad area? Whatever. It is what you make it. If you make it a bad neighborhood, you make it a bad area or a place to stay, then yeah, it's going to be bad. You know what I mean? But it's all about perception. It's all about how you perceive your environment and things like that. Sometimes, yeah, even if you perceive something to be good, it's still bad. I know. But you have to get yourself out of that space by manifesting that through thought, through actions, hard work and determination, perseverance. It's something that we all say we have, but do we? I respect anybody that's providing, anybody that's working and things like that. It's a respectable thing. You're doing for yourself, you're doing for your family. But at the same time, you do know and you should acknowledge that you're choosing to be somebody's indentured servant. It's not a bad thing. If you choose to be an indentured servant, that's cool. But what about when they try to force you to be an indentured servant or a slave, i.e. slave? That's the part I got a problem with right there. Because this system will force you to be an indentured servant. You yourself will feel like you have to be an indentured servant. Even in school, when you're a young child, they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What type of indentured servitude do you want to do when you grow up? It's crazy because you choose and you don't know that you're being corralled. You're being corralled into living a life as a slave. And don't get me wrong, you can make a beautiful life working for other people, having a job, having a career, having a 9-to-5. But you also got to accept that if that 9-to-5 isn't there, or if that job isn't there, or circumstances change, your life could be thrown upside down. COVID should have taught us this. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods. A lot of people had to start, their own entrepreneurship in order to live life and still thrive and pay bills and all that stuff. All the things they bog you down with when you're born. Once you get here and once you get of age, yeah, they want to bog you down with bills and all that shit. Right now, I'm working on minimizing all bills. I'm trying to amass something without spending, a lot of money. I'm trying to build without, building on a budget, basically. I'm building on the budget because I ain't got no budget. They took my budget away, and I persevere. I still persevere through it all. No matter what, I'm ever growing, I'm ever getting better. And that's what it is for me. Nobody's ever taught me this stuff. This is something that I'm learning on my own. I do have great podcasts and things that I listen to. Muji, Joe Rogan, he has a lot of different personalities, and they have, they have great conversations that gets me to thinking. Dane Calloway, he makes me think, He even got a slogan. I'm only here to make you think. I'm just here to make you think. My bad. I fucked up his slogan. But yeah, man, it's like, once you see, you can't unsee. Once you know, you can't unknow. Once they try to blackball you or try to, keep a stallion in a stable, and you decide that you just want to be free, you can't go back. They'll use jails, they'll use drugs, they'll use people, they'll use circumstances and places and everything to enslave you, trap your mind, trap your body, trap your soul. It's what they do. When they put me in that cell, man, I was using cheese sandwiches for pillows. I had the cheese sandwich pillows popping. You know what I mean? I was in there doing that with cuffs on, you know what I mean, and all that. And it's like, I don't want to experience that. I don't like experiencing that. That's why I don't deal with the system too much and all the courtrooms and shit like that and all the legal things. That's why I don't do nothing wrong. And man, it's like, even when you're trying to live your best life and be the best you could be, somebody don't want to see you do that. Whether it's on a personal level, whether it's on a public level, people don't want to see you do that. I mean, some people, they do want to see you grow and see you be better and succeed. But why do some people do not? Like, some people just don't want to see any type of growth or succession or, anybody try to really amass something or build something. And it's because it's by design. I know I say that and you're like, how the fuck is that by design? I think I'm moving too quickly and too deeply for you guys. So I'm going to say that you just have to persevere and you have to push through and you have to keep trying, because you're going to have the doubters, the naysayers, and things like that. That's why a lot of people don't even share their dreams or their goals or their aspirations, because you feel like every time you try to share these things or try to manifest them, there's always a pushback, or there's always somebody that doubts you, or, what's needed is an environment that's more conducive to creators. Our schools aren't very focused or in the right space to produce creators. Charleston White says something about Philadelphia the other day. I don't agree with everything he said, but he was kind of right. He was putting a lot on it. He was spreading a lot on it. You know what I mean? Charleston White, that boy is crazy. Not crazy, but he's smart. He's a very intellectual guy, but he grew up rough. You see how he grew. You can look at the nigga and see who he is. You can look at that nigga in his one good eye and see exactly who the fuck he is. And he grew up rough. You know what I mean? We all grew up rough. We all been through a lot of shit. Philly ain't that goddamn bad that he was saying. Yeah, it's bad for me because of what I'm going through. I find it to be pretty fucked up. But it's not that bad. Our kids aren't really suffering the way he said it is. I mean, listen, his perception is different from mine. I can't judge that man's perception. In a sense, yeah, it's as bad as he say, because you got a system that will literally tear a family apart. They'll try to, demonize a mother and throw a father in jail. So yeah, it may be just as bad as Charleston White said it is, because I'm dealing with these things right now. And now I'm thinking about it. See, that's how this is not scripted. I don't script these shows. I come on here and I talk from the heart. And yeah, I gotta kind of take the back. Charleston White is about on point with the shit he's saying. especially if you take an account that you have a lot of actors acting on behalf of organizations, and it's all about stripping you of whatever rights or freedoms that you think you have while maintaining the illusion that you still have those freedoms and rights. Ain't that some shit? That's deep, and that's what they really do to you, and yeah, the brother's right, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm from Philly. Like, who the fuck want to hear some shit like that coming from this country ass nigga mouth? No, I don't want to hear that shit. Shut the fuck up, Charleston. Let me explain how Philly is. No, I'm fucking with you. I love that brother, man. He provided me with so much entertainment, you know what I mean? Just watching him and, listening to him expound on his thoughts and feelings and things. The brother's on point, and he'll fuck you up too. So I apologize. But on some shit, it's like, we really got to do better as a society. We could, it's a lot of things, moving pieces that people don't see that go on every day. Every day is a new day or, a new role to play every day. You're going to play the same role, but somebody else might be playing something different. And it's like, once you see past the bullshit, they should have a clause where they, stop fucking with you so much. You know what I mean? It's like, once you notice the bullshit, can you turn the bullshit off? Do you have a on-off switch for the bullshit? Because if I see it happening and I notice it, why do I still have to be susceptible to the bullshit? It's like playing a game of cards and the dealer's cheating and you looking at your hand and you like, damn, I got a pretty good fucking hand. I could win. But I know the dealer cheating and he gonna make me lose. And you play the hand anyway, because every time you're gonna feel like you got a chance to win. But every hand you play, your money, whatever you're using for commodity to gamble with, is dwindling away. You're running out of resources to gamble with. So why even continue to keep playing that game? Why hold me at the crap table and make me have to play? It's like you make, like, all right, I'm leaving the crap table now with whatever little bit of money I got left. But you make me sit back down and gamble the rest of it. No, you either going to win or you're going to lose. What do you mean? It's like, that's how it is. It's crazy. You sitting at a crap table gambling on a game where they cheating, If you see the bullshit, if you notice, they should just be able to make you sign something where you won't ruin the experience for everybody else. It's called a non-disclosure agreement, and let you go on with your life where you ain't got to start talking shit about different groups and different organizations because you know what's going on. And then all they going to do after you start doing that is try to fuck up your life even more. That's what they do. Because no group, organization, city, providence, state, nobody wants to be made a fool, especially by a person, by one person in the system. Well, one person adds up. If this one person, stands up and talks about the bullshit, and if a bunch of other people do the same thing, next thing you know, you have a whole different organization there. You have a whole new coalition of people who agrees that, the shit that's been done is heinous and is wrong. And you shouldn't be allowed to do that. You don't get that voice. You don't get that loudspeaker unless you have money. Well, I get this loudspeaker because, we got social media and podcasts and music and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm blowing a loudspeaker. But no lawyers, no legal entity is going to stand by your side and say, hey, you got to make this guy whole or this woman whole for the wrong that's been done to them in their life and their family life, unless you have capital. I know plenty of people with capital. I know plenty people with money who can help and they don't even have to let me know that they help. who could just do something and, have a lawyer or something like that. Give me some legal advice, something like that. Nobody does anything. Action speaks louder than words. Chicago is the show me state for a reason, because actions speak louder than words. You could say a lot just by the way you treat a person or the way you interact with a person on a daily basis. Yeah, but I just want to, me leading out of this episode, I want to thank everybody for whatever support, whether that's been direct or indirect. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all the help. I appreciate just a listening ear. You know what I mean? Go flip through some of the pages on the books on Kindle. I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to get more done behind the scenes, so that way when I actually put more of my intellectual property out, I can actually get paid for it properly. I'm winging it here, you know what I mean? I'm not a professional, I'm just proficient. So I'm just going to continue to do what I have to do, and you just continue to do what you have to do. Continue to be you, continue to live life, and, just discover you. Discover who you are. Don't discover anybody else. It's good to be entertained by others, but you're not others, you are you. You have an eternal creator within inside you, and that wants to create. So discover who that is, who you are. And on that note, this is Mr. Pagan, signing off on another episode of God Concept. This is episode 42 of season 2. We'll be moving on to a new season soon. And thank you. Peace. Damn girl, you got me calling. Damn girl.